Got it. Okay. Now go ahead and start over.
Okay. Okay, everyone. Okay, for the challenge. Right? After we spoke on last week, Friday, I got on my chart. I pulled up Bitcoin just like this, and I saw this. So I came. First thing I did, I looked for my support, my resistance zone. Right? So I marked out this here as my resistance because every time price touched there, it went down. Touched, went down, touched, went down. Then it broke through and it became support. And touched there, it went up, touched there, went up, pushed up, it broke through again and became resistance again. Okay, so that's why I chose that zone. I also chose this zone as a support level. Because every time price touched here, it pushed up, pushed up, pushed up, pushed up. Okay. Then I learned this from studying the videos with my Fibonacci. I pulled it here and I measured the move and I realized that price was pushing back up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It broke, it went down underneath this support level, became resistance, then it broke back through and it went above. Now at the time when I got on the chart, we didn't have all this here. It was just this big green candle and this small green candle. We didn't have all this play here. But what I'm good at is break and retest. That's what I traded, right? So I saw this daily candle, the daily candle pushed above price here, and it closed above. And I said, okay, price is going up. And also what I took from watching the videos, like I saw prices pulling back. I looked at price going towards either the golden zone, the 50%, the 61, or the 38. I said, okay, price may end up within these zones. So, and we were here. So I said, this is a good trade to take. So when I saw this, I went down to the 1 hour chart. Okay, how do I get to the one? Give me one second.
You see it up on your time.
My screen is being blocked. Okay, right. Yes, I came down to the 1 hour. All right, so when I came to the 1 hour, we had this. So price was just about here. Price was there. And I said, okay, on the 1 hour, on the daily, it broke above and it closed. Also on the 1 hour, it broke above and it also closed. So I said, okay, price is gonna pull back, retest, and then push up. So I marked out, I looked for my order block, which was this here. I marked this zone. Put that in green. Yes, I marked out this zone. And when price got here, I went down to the 5 minutes. Right? Now, if I can find that.
Reset your screen.
Let me go back to the daily. Then you go 4 hours. I don't have bar replay on this.
No, that's fine.
Now, one. Okay. So this is it here. Now I need to find this under 5 minutes because that's where I entered. Okay.
You put a little heart underneath it if you can't, so it'd be easy to find.
Okay. Thank
Or
you.
put it, or a vertical line as well. You can do a vertical line and so you can find it when you, but I like the heart.
What a sad face. Okay. Okay. Is it on the 15 and 5 minutes? Give me 1 second. Right. Okay. Okay. So price pushed up. It pushed up. Then it came down. Think so? Okay. It came. Yes. Price pushed up all the way here. Okay.
Mhm.
Right. Price pushed up all the way here. And as soon as I came on the chart and I saw this, what I did first, I I sold it down. I saw the structure change on the 5 minutes when it broke below here and it retested. So I entered here and I sold down to this point.
Okay.
Right. So I have that on my history. And when price got here, I waited. I waited for price to do its thing, its change of character. So price pushed above this and it closed. It closed above. Then it retested here and I entered. This is where I entered
Okay.
for a long position. Okay.
So was this your first position or your second position?
This was my first position.
Okay.
Okay, so I entered here and I I set it for the daily all the way up. Okay.
To the next
But
zone.
yeah, to the next zone. But first, I wasn't targeting that zone. I also had this zone marked out because there was an intermediate zone that I saw here. I don't know if that's correct, but this zone here, in between here, I saw this because I knew, well, I believe that we would have gotten some resistance here, which we did. We had a little resistance because when I started out with this trade, yeah, when I entered here and this trade went up to here and it pulled back. No, it went to here first and it came right back down. Right? So I had TP'd here. And when it came back down, I entered again. I re-entered and then I took it all the way up to here, to the zone.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. All right. Oh, this was the trade.
Okay. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. I'm glad you walked that through. Now, I'm not saying you disqualified, but what I'm saying is you're not disqualified. Okay, Isaac, don't come for me. Okay. But what I want to say is you entered on a 1 hour, you entered on a 1 hour level versus a daily level. And now your markup was good for the daily. And it never came back to the daily unless you had, if you had dropped down the first, so the bottom daily zone that you have. Yeah, right
here?
there. Yeah. So if you go to the daily And where did you say price was when you it was that daily bullish
Yeah,
candle?
yeah, it was right here.
Oh, it was the little doji candle?
Yeah, this candle right here. Right here.
It was that candle. So it was after the bullish.
Yeah, this bullish impulse.
Okay. So now go back to the 1 hour. So you entered on the 1 hour zone, which was your green zone.
Well, I marked
The
out
dark.
this. Yeah, I marked up this zone, and I waited
Mm,
price to get here, but I went down to the 5 minutes and I entered.
okay. Okay.
Hey, can I say something real quick, Miss Kim?
Yes, Cherry.
Based on his explanation, it seemed like he still did what you
Oh, he
intended
did.
for.
Oh, he did
But
it.
no, I mean the way I'm saying it, he just went down to find his entry, but
Yeah,
he
just for
is
entry.
getting out on the daily. Like he went back up to the daily.
And went and no, I agree with you. I agree with you. I
But I
agree.
think I know what you're saying though. He's supposed to enter on the daily and out on the daily.
And that is generally how I trade it. But let me just say this too, because I don't know Bitcoin. I don't know the characteristics of Bitcoin because I don't trade Bitcoin. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. Let me just say that. I'm just going to say that. He got in when he was supposed to get in and he took it to the daily level. So all in favor say aye.
Uh
I don't know.
Terry, don't hate.
No, I was just saying no for real. Yeah, that was a perfect trade. I was about to say if that ain't good enough, Kim, I ain't gonna never win no challenge. That was perfect.
No,
I
he
got to
did.
give it to him. That was a perfect.
He did a great job, and you say you only trade Bitcoin and Ethereum. You only trade crypto.
I well, for now, that's what I'm focusing on that right now because that's like 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I also practice with the forex pairs during the week.
Okay,
But
and
Bitcoin,
just
yeah,
FYI to everybody, Isaac has been trading for 6 months.
yeah.
Put me to shame. Okay, just put me to shame.
But
I
I
still I
learned
still question that. I still
I learned
question that.
I
Wow,
learned
that's
from you.
amazing.
I've been looking at your videos. I've been looking at your videos because I learned support and resistance from you. Because this is the first time I'm doing support and resistance, and I said, okay, support and resistance is really working. It's giving you it gave me a bit more confidence because
Mhm.
as it broke and it retest, I always saw when the market breaks and retests.
Mhm.
But as I marked up the support and the resistance area, I said, okay, that's why it's coming back here. It broke this support, it broke the resistance and it turned into support. So, okay, bounced off and it went up straight up to
To the next resistance
the
level. Yep.
resistance level. I said, okay. And also, I could only read the charts from daily back down to the 1 minute. When it comes to the weekly, monthly, I couldn't understand that. But from watching your videos and all of you guys' explanation, I started seeing the weekly, monthly, 6 months. I was like, okay, so this has just taken my trading to the next level.
All right, Isaac, you won already. You won. Okay.
No. I'm just saying what happened, what I did. I'm just giving my
No,
explanation.
I am proud. I'm proud of you. And I already told you, we gotta, the way that I have to do it, I have to be we have to talk to each other. So
Okay, no problem.
you can either reach me. I try to call you on Discord.
Yeah, on Discord, and I missed that call, but I sent you a message, and
Oh,
I don't
let me.
know. Yeah, I sent you a message. I said hello.
It's, so let me check. But anyway, I will get with you. Congratulations.
Okay, thank you very much. So how do I stop sharing? Just press.
He like, I'm ready to quit. Okay. Where it says so I forgot how to stop screen. Stop
Chanel,
share.
I see pause share.
At the top. At the top. It should be at the top. You see, it should say
Okay, I saw it.
mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. Yeah,
Thank you,
I'm
guys.
accustomed using Google Meet. This is the first time I'm
Using Zoom.
yeah. Well, actually hosting
Okay.
for Zoom.
Okay. All
Normally
right.
I'm in the background, quiet, listening on.
Well, gotcha. Okay. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions of Isaac before look, I meant to ask. Anybody have any questions?
Well,
No
I
questions.
have one question.
Uh-huh.
I need you to show us some more support and resistance levels,
Absolutely.
right? Because if I can master that, actually seeing the support and resistance level, well, the sky is the limit.
The sky is the limit for sure. Let me go to no. It's really simple. It's really simple. You either now, and I'm not saying trade US-30, okay? You don't have to do that.
Well, actually, I really want to learn how to trade US-30 and NOS.
You don't have to do that. I just start out slow. Look, you're trading crypto, okay? But if you just look on the daily for strong areas of support and resistance, as you can see on this daily, this is a strong level. You see it broke out and then became resistance. Once it became resistance, what do what I look for? Now, I don't trade off the daily, but it's the same whether I'm on the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the whatever frame I'm on. If you want to be a swing trader, you can do the weekly, right? And let me find a pair that oh, this is from the weekly analysis. Okay. If you want a swing trade, you can find the weekly. Normally I go in and I just mark up. Now, you can always look to your left, right? You can always see what price action is to the left. You know, I always want to look at the bigger picture. But because we're here. So once GJ starts dropping, I'm expecting price to come here. This was a very strong level of resistance, right? Price pushed up and then immediately sold down. How many pips? Over 1,600 pips. Now,
wow.
So I'm not personally looking for, like, even when price pushed up here. So before all this happened, price pushed up and then started pulling back. So this right here would have been my high. Usually it's your swing high, swing lows, right? You just mark up your zones as you're trading, as you see it. And then price is either going to break through and keep going, or it's going to, you see it came and it pulled back. So on the weekly, again, I don't trade from the weekly, I don't trade from the daily. But if you mark up this zone, this was the zone I just marked up. You saw that it broke structure, right?
Yeah.
There's a break of structure here. And of course, now this wouldn't have this, okay. This is where Todd and I was going back and forth the other night on when we were on the call late. Okay. Now, I look for me, this is the swing. This whole move is the swing. Price broke structure here. So once price broke here, this was my swing low. Now we do have more push up, pull back, push up. So it broke here. So you can say that was the last swing, right? For me, if price breaks here, this would be my, I would consider this a change of character. But once price broke here and then pull back, that's a swing, right? And then this pushed up, this broke structure here. Let me just move it as I do it. This broke structure here. So that means the low of that is the swing. So now that's the swing low. And then if you use the wicks as break of structure or the candle close. So for me, these were all wicks. And let me zoom in so we can see. There was a break of structure. Okay, so now that I see that that was a break of structure, so now everything below to the low, to the peak or the bottom of that is my swing low. So now that's my swing low. So now that I had a break here, past this swing low, the pullback, it pulled back into, that's 4 hour, it pulled back into this imbalance or came back to this zone and then dropped, right? So my zone would have been from, and I also look at, and when I say price action, like wicks are, I look for wicks as my price action. So I probably would have put it right here, or you could have put it at the beginning of the imbalance. Y'all know I want the sniperest entry ever. Now that's 85 pips. I would have never put 85 pips, okay? So now I want to go down to the 1 hour. I'm trying to figure out where I could, so there's an order block here, right? So I'm just going to put it above. That's a lot too. Let's go down to the 30-minute. Let's just see. And what I'm looking for, I'm just trying to find a swing that price may not break through. Okay. So maybe above this right here. There's an order block here. So 39 pips. I'm going to go with 39 pips today. Okay. I'm going to go with 39 pips today. But normally for okay. So target these lows. So, and that's because this was the, if you know the major swing versus the minor swings, everything in between here that we looked at, that we moved from break of structure, the swing low, break a structure, swing low, break a structure, swing low. Those are the internal minor moves, right? So this could have been the entry right here. 8% trade, 322 pips. Y'all already know. And I probably would have gotten out a little sooner because I would have marked this up. I would have marked from the body to the wick. Oops. I would have marked from the body to the wick. I probably would have gotten out right here, right at the top of the zone, 318 pips. You know, I'm going to take my money and I'm running. I'm not looking back, and I'll figure out what happens after that, okay? And as you can see, price broke through, went through a little further. Let's see. Let's go back to the daily. So price broke through, tapped into, oh, it didn't even, there was imbalance here. So there was imbalance from here to here, right? So that was imbalance. It tapped into the imbalance, didn't completely fill the imbalance, pushed up, and then cleared the imbalance. All right. So now that price has broken this level of structure here.
Question.
Yes.
That way you have that level that you just marked out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's a daily support level.
This would be a daily support level. Yes.
Okay. All right.
And as you see, and it came back, it was support, came back to support, 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 support. And then it broke through. So now I'm expecting it to be some support to either buy back up or break through and become resistance to sell back down. That makes sense?
Yes, it makes sense. Another question is, see like how this bearish candle broke through and it closed.
This one
Does
right
this,
here.
yeah, does this mean anything?
For me, it means price is selling. That's
Right.
how I see it. Like once price breaks, especially a daily zone, not only did it break this daily support level, it violated this order block. So now price came back and is selling back down to this zone. This could consolidate for days, weeks. It could consolidate here, right? Me personally, because I've been so biased for the buy for GJ for a while now, and the fact that it did break through and push back, hasn't broken these highs and is selling back down, I'm on the fence of the sell, but I need for it to break this zone. I need for it to break this zone right here first.
Okay, that's fair enough.
So once price comes back, because you know I'm always on the 1 hour. So once price comes back into this zone, because for me it has not broken structure yet, and is Todd on here? Todd
I
would
have a question though.
hold on 1 second. Todd would consider this right here, breaking these highs right here, breaks of structure, but I don't see that because I need to see the structure before I say structure. So for me, price pulled back to this 1 hour level of support and then started selling back down. So I'm expecting price to continue selling. That's what I'm expecting. But right now it's in the middle, it's in an order block. Once it breaks this low right here, I would just need to see a little more structure. I'm on the 1 hour, so you see, and then price came and broke this low right here. Push back. So I'm expecting low. This is what I'm expecting now. This might not happen. Now, if price comes back and breaks this high, then I'm going to be looking for buys. So I'm strictly basing everything off of market structure within my zone, from my zone only. Like everything in here, all this right here, like I'm not trading any of this right here. Okay? Because this is in the middle. So I'm that price broke a level of, I won't say structure, but it's a form of structure, but price broke this level of support. It came back, and y'all know the only way I say trade the middle is if you've already entered the trade from your zone and then now you're stacking, right? So once price broke this 1 hour level of support, it then became resistance that you can trade to the next zone. So now that you have this push, you had this break of structure, right? And I'm just going to mark up, because that wick, I'm going to cover that wick, because it could mean the difference of getting in a trade or not. And as you can see, price pulled back, did not tap into this zone, but it got close enough and gave a bearish order block. It resisted. Let me see something. That wasn't even it either. But it resisted. So it gave equal highs. So I would not be surprised if price came and wicked back into the zone somewhere one day and then started selling back down. Like I said, we're in a 1 hour order block. Let me see what the 4 hour is giving. We're in a 4 hour order block. So price can come back in here, push back up to here, and then sell. Or push up a little, could come back to here and then sell. Because technically, this is not a swing. Technically, this is the swing high right here. And can somebody tell me why this is the swing high and not this right here?
You said, tell you what?
And you tell me why this is the swing high and not this one right here.
Because it's lower. It hadn't come back and broken it.
Because what didn't come back and break it?
It's lower than that, so it's a lower high. So I wouldn't consider it as a swing high because it's not up past the previous high. Correct? Am I right?
Well,
It
is
broke
Nope.
structure already.
is that high is the one that meets the criteria of pulling back to maybe 50% or more?
Nope.
It broke structure already.
Second high didn't break the low. So that would be
Exactly.
considered a
That's
swing
it.
low.
That's exactly it. Once this gets broken, this becomes your swing high. Because this push up, because this got this low right here was broken, this became the swing high. So until this low, and I'm gonna remove my line here, until this low is broken, this is not considered the swing high. This is just a high, not a swing high. So this is your structure. So price can come here, 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 and come back up in here and then sell back down. Because technically this is not the swing high. This is not the structure you're looking for to break.
Okay, that's inducement.
That's inducement.
Okay. Thank you very much.
That's inducement. So always make sure you identify your high. And matter of fact, I'm on the 4 hour. Yeah, I'm on the 4 hour. I'm going to erase everything. Because remember, I said when you come to your chart, if you trying to intraday trade, mark up your swing high, your 4 hour swing high, and your 4 hour swing low. So your 4 hour swing high, and this is your 4 hour swing low. And once price gets to any of those zones, wait for it to react. Go to your 1 hour. Wait for price to react. That means if price doesn't break this low and starts breaking structure, so say if from where we are right now, this is our internal, because price broke this low, right? But price did not break this low. So if price came and broke above this zone, wherever your order block is here, you can best believe it's going to come back to the zone and then go up. But it has to break here first, because now you have market structure. You have these internal structures. Did that break? That didn't go right. And then this is the low. So you have these internal structure, this internal structure. So if it gets broken, if this is a bullish order block right here, you can count on trading from this zone back up to this zone, or at least to, yeah, I'm saying zone to zone. I'm sticking to that. So I forgot I was on replay. Let me replay it out. This. So you have an order block, but just because you have an order block here, this is the part where the patience comes in. You want to see price break. You got to see price break first, because this order block can turn into a bearish order block. This bullish order block can turn into a bearish order block. So you want to see price break first. And let me see if I can find, let me just go through. Okay, so now we have a break here, right? So now that I have a break, now let me draw up the zone again. This is, don't forget, we're in the middle of the zone. But now that we have a break of this internal structure here, and let me just put, right? I would love to see, let's play it out. Let's just play it out. I don't know what happened, so I can't remember what happened when I deleted this. Okay, so price never came back, right? So price never came back. That is why the patience kicks in. Now, you could have Todd would have traded this because it didn't break this low. It gave a bullish order block. Todd probably would have traded this. I would not have traded this. I'm just be honest with you. I would not have traded this. From this order block and then covered this zone here to the next zone. You could do that. It's all how you want to trade. Like I'm just giving y'all the basics, the bones. but you could have traded this, right? I personally would not have traded this. That's just me. One, because price broke structure. So I'm expecting price to, so when I'm trading, I'm either buying or I'm selling. I'm not doing buying and selling. So if that makes sense.
Because that's considered a counter trend trade right now, though, right?
Well, yes and no. Yes and no, because this broke structure, right? So now we're kind of bullish. No, not even kind of bullish. We're bullish. However, because my mind is set on these breaks, this pullback, and then this break, I'm looking for sales. I'm looking for sales. That's just where my mind is right now. But if you last week, just last week, if you had asked me, I was looking for buys and buys only. Because I had this zone marked up, and every time price came here, I was looking for buys. But once price started breaking through, I'm looking for sales. So now I'm on the 4-hour. So I had this zone marked up initially. Actually, this should have been my high on the 4-hour. This should have been the high. This should have been, this was still my zone, but then this is now the low. Okay. So we're going to see what happened. Okay. So now that price broke through, oops, am I doing? Oh, yeah. All right. So now that price has broken through, and I'm still trading in the middle. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Forget what I just said. Double back. This was my low on the 4-hour. And this is what we marked up last week. And then this was the high. Right? But now that price has broken through, and then this was the initial break of structure. So this was some form of support and resistance. This was the break of structure of that 4-hour. And it's not just the 4-hour, it's I think it was on the daily as well. So on the daily, we had this zone, we had this was the high, and then this was the break of structure, right? Same on the 4-hour. I just reel in my zones so I don't have all those big zones on my thing. Okay. So price broke through. This was your I think Nawaf calls it the equilibrium, if I'm right.
Yep.
Yeah. So this would be the equilibrium. This is your high, and this was a low. Because remember, this was my swing from here to here. Then price came here, did not close above here, and then started selling down. But for me, it had not started breaking structure because I was wait for a candle close. So price came back to this level of resistance, and then it finally broke through. Okay. So now I'm going to be looking for sales. Even right now, at this zone right here, I'm looking for sales, but I'm going to finish playing it out to see what happened until it breaks above. Now that it broke above my zone, Now I'm back to looking for buys. Does that make sense? The same thing that happened with US 30 today. The same thing happened with US 30 today. I got an order block at my zone, breakthrough. Now, there was an order block here. It had no momentum. It was not breaking structure. Like, I need to see the structure broken first. I need to see some levels of structure broken first. And I'm gonna show you US 30 because that did it. That one I don't gonna say messed me up. It did stop me out today, but I need to see breaks of structure. I need to see a momentum. I need to see a push, the pullback, and then the sell down. Look for the sell down. But this gave a bearish zone because the market knows that we look at support and resistance, right? The market knows that we look at candlesticks. And most people do teach, like if you get a bearish order block, then you're going in for sell. But you still have to look at market structure, okay? It has to be market structure. So you had this push up, this pull back, this push up here, this pull back, this push back up here, and this pull back. Like there were no lows being broken, no lows being broken, right? So until you start seeing lows being broken, you just have to wait for price to show you what it wants to do. And what it did was broke structure, broke these highs, broke these highs. So now I am looking to buy. Now, if I go to the daily, I've been saying I'm looking for GJ to buy up to these zones for the longest. So I'm at least looking for price to get to that high and or this high. Oops. Why is that happening? Hold on, y'all. There we go. Okay. So now that price is broken structure, I'm looking to take it to at least up here. And I'm gonna reset. Okay. So price has broken structure, a level of structure here. I'm looking to take, let's go to the 4-hour. Okay. There's a bullish order block right here. Once price gets here, now I'm not saying, now you can, I probably will do exactly what I'm telling you not to do. Okay. I probably will set a limit. And I'm gonna figure it out in just a second. And if you want to go back to the daily, instead of marking up the high, you can just mark up your level of, and you can see it right here. It's a level of resistance. Let me just do this. Stand to the right. There we go. Okay, that's a level of resistance. So that is where I am looking to take the next trade. And instead of 460 pips, I'm going to get 400 29, 30 pips. But once price gets back to here, I am going to, if I'm able to watch it, it all depends on when it gets there. I'm going to, that's 39 pips. We're gonna
But
go with,
Miss Kim, are you still in bar replay?
oh, yeah, you're right. I am. Thank you. My bad. You ain't even come back and get me. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. Is it gonna come back and get me? It did not. So it came back to this order block. Oh, okay. This is what I want to show. Wait a minute. Hold on, sir. Okay. So once price comes back to your zone, now if I had set my limit, I would have gotten stopped out. But once price comes back to your zone, I'm on the 1 hour. It's back in my zone. Nothing. This candle here, nothing. These candles here, nothing, 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 nothing. So what am I waiting for? I am waiting for price to violate this order block. Because I'm waiting to see what price is going to do. That's what I'm waiting for. Okay. And why I say that, because the structure for me here is not the structure that I would be looking for. And why, you ask? If anybody's asking, just in case. I know somebody asking. Because price did not close candle below this last push down. Now, like once this order block, it did not break below here, below this wick. So it did not break the below for me on the 1 hour. Let me clarify that, because on the 15-minute, it probably did. And it didn't. Okay, maybe the 5-minute. So on the 5-minute, it did, but I don't go down to the 5-minute. Okay. I don't go down to the 5-minute. So, and if I'm looking at the 5-minute, I'm not even gonna go to the 5-minute because I wouldn't be looking at the 5-minute. Okay. 30-minute, same thing. So I'm waiting for price to show me what it wants to do. On the 30-minute, there's no order block. On the 1 hour, there's no order block. 2 hour, there's an order block here. So price could come back down to here. Price could come back in here. Price could come back in here and break through, right? So I'm waiting for price to show me what it wants to do. Price could, because if we're trading price action, price could come back into this zone and then start selling down some more. Oh, hold on. Let's see. I forgot. I'm on replay. You see what I'm saying? Price came back down to this zone. So I'm going to finish playing it out. Now you see. Okay. So now that price broke out, so this was this is a level, because what time frame am I on? 2 hour. I'm on a 2 hour time frame. It is a level of support and resistance. If I were on the daily, I probably wouldn't have marked that up. More than likely would not have marked that up. Let me see. Let me see what's over here. Now, this is what I would have marked up. And then, yeah. So that wouldn't have been on my radar. This zone right here would have been on my radar. So if I go back to the 4 hour, that zone would have been on my radar, right? But this right here would not have been on my radar. Let's go back to the 1 hour. This would have been on the radar. This is a 1 hour level of support. As you can see right here, 1 hour, but I don't mark up the 1 hour. It's either going to be the 4 hour or the daily. Most of the time it's the daily. Because here it reacted, here it reacted, and then it broke through. It came back, reacted, came back, did a little small reaction, and then broke through. So once I had this breakthrough, we already know once you get a break, you're going to look for a pullback. Where that pullback is going to come to, you don't know, right? But I'm still, in my mind, well, I guess I am looking for buys. So and see now let me do this. Let me do this because I don't like all the lines, okay? Okay, so go back to the daily. This was our initial zone, right? This is our initial zone. This was the initial zone. And that's what we're gonna do with that, okay? This was a level 2, but this was the swing high, this was the swing low when I started marking up the zones. So now that I go to the 4 hour, 1 hour. So once price broke through here, broke these highs, you're waiting for price to come back to the zone to tell you what it wants to do. Again, none of this told me what it wanted to do. Actually, right here, I was thinking of a sell, but price pushed back in, pulled back, gave, or it actually wicked this low. This could have been another sell. This would have been another sell. But because we're above this zone, we're above these highs, you look for buys. Where we would be looking for buys. We should be looking for buys. So this shouldn't have, now I ain't gonna lie, I probably would have got in right here. This should not have deterred me, or because since we're looking for buys, and then it went back out, it pushed back, gave us a bearish shorter block. This was the downtrend here. The internal structure did create a level of structure and then was violated, right? So this really should have been the zone to go up, to go to these highs, because now these are our highs, but I want to mark it up on the daily because that's where I mark up all my zones on the daily. Okay. So now I'm looking for price to go back up here. This psyched me out, and then price went bullish. So Oh, Cherry, I forgot. You were asking a question. What were you asking? My bad.
Who, me?
I said Cherry.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
when you had it marked up, what I was gonna do, ask you when do you consider it actually violated? But I think as you went on and was kind of explaining, you only mark up either on the daily or the 4 hour. So say it goes there and hits and doesn't come back in, that's when you consider it violated, or you'll just move it down to that.
You say when it comes up.
Like when would you consider it violated, no use, no zone no more to you? Like,
Right
because I
here.
think that's where I
This was
messed
my
up
high.
at the week. Okay, so you would move that and consider.
I'm not gonna move. I'm not gonna move it. I'm gonna keep it.
Okay.
I'm always keep it here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna lock it. Okay. Once it breaks, once this candle right here broke through, like you see the wick, you see the rejection, right? You see the rejection that was occurring right here.
Yeah.
Until it broke this low or started breaking these lows, that's when I would look for the pullback to get in for the sell. But it never broke any of these lows, even with this bearish order block right here. It never broke these lows. So I had to, I'm waiting for price to show me what it wants to do. I want to see I know everyone wants to get in at the zone, and you will get in at the zone once price shows you what it wants to do. Price has to break first, then pull back, and then sell. So
Okay, that makes sense.
it broke
Because I
here.
think
Now
that's what messed me up
I
through
would
the
have
week.
wanted
Like, I think it messed me up through the week because I moved, like I did my markups like we did, right after the Zoom and everything. But then as time went on, whenever I guess it would kind of come and tap in it or move, I would shift them. But I didn't know anything about the how to properly know which is your high and low. Now I do. So
and don't move your zone. And you see how, so you can, and I know people, y'all ask, like, do you mark up on the 4 hour or daily? And I know I say I'll mark up on the daily, and I only do it because it's clear for me to see, right? But the zone is the zone, whether you're on the daily, the 4 hour, like it's the 1 hour, like the zone is always going to be the zone. This is the swing low and this is the swing high. So I just mark it up on the higher time frame so that I can just see it clearly, see where my zone is clearly. And then as I go down in time frame so that I don't have this big black line, oops, so I don't have the big black zone. I just narrow it down as I go to the smaller time frames. And I narrow it from the, oops, and I locked myself out. Oh, no, I didn't. So Todd was asking me, are you marking up the body to the wicks or the body? I just mark up the zone, right? Because I already know I'm getting, if I'm trading this, I'm getting out right here at the bottom of the zone or at the top of the zone. So, but I'm very aware that because once price gets here, I'm out of my trade. I'm very aware that this is my swing high. So price would have to break that high and break structure. Like I'm still looking at structure. I'm just marking up the zone. Like it doesn't have to be a perfect zone. It don't have to be the best zone. Like it's, oh, this is the one I locked. I just like to mark up from the body because if I'm buying, I'm taking my TP to the body. And I'm getting out. And then I'm waiting for price to show me what it wants to do. Once price shows me what it wants to do, so this pushed up, this pushed back, this pushed up, back, up. And you see it's creating higher lows. The higher high, well, coming up here, it's getting higher highs. Actually this would, so I'm moving this for the sake of showing you where price broke structure. So price broke structure here, right? So that means this is your swing low. So until price breaks, everything below that is the swing to the lowest point is your swing low. Like I can't move these up because price has not broken this high yet. But once price breaks this high, then that's your swing low. And I think that's where a lot of, even myself sometimes when I'm not really paying attention, because this broke like these lows, right? But these lows never broke this high. So you can't consider those the low. It's got to break the swing high. Okay. So did that make sense? Because I know that can be
That
confusing.
explains a lot because I'm like, I don't know where I kept feeling like I was moving my zones around, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna wait till Friday because I'm screwing everything up.
So when
That's
you get
what
an
I wanted her
impulse,
to clarify.
when you get an impulse move, right? And it's usually when you have an impulse move, every time you have an impulse move, when you get an impulse move, like just one start, it's almost the fib. How we mark up the fib is the same way you would mark up your moves. You mark from the low to wherever the next high is before it starts pulling back. So, because you wait for the break of structure and then you mark up the high, like, see, this didn't pull back. So guess what? We keep moving our fib. Okay. This pulled back to the 23, not the 38, not yet. Okay. So, and then it started pushing up some more. So now price has pulled back to the almost the 618. And then price pushed back up, broke structure, right? So you always want your price to pull back to a discount area. Anything 50% or below is your discount area. Of course, we want it to come back to the 78 because that's where we want to trade from for the continuation. But now that this is played out, delete that, and then you fib your next move. So now that we've fibbed our next move, now this is on the 1 hour, so we're taking that with a grain of salt, right? I'm just explaining it all. Again, it all depends on how you want to trade. If you want to be a swing trader, then you trade the higher time frames. Okay, so now we have, and I'm going to delete this. Okay, so now we have the high, the low, and then you have your high. So you trade that zone. But because price has broken, now you have your high and now you have your low. That makes sense? Because price broke that structure.
Yes, that makes so much sense. And I appreciate it because that explains a
We
lot.
broke here, which made, oh, wait a minute. Did we break here? Yeah, we broke there. Price broke. Every time you get a break, you can mark up. Every time you get a major break of structure or a swing high break of structure, you mark up your zone, your low to your high. and then you trade from zone to zone, from that zone to the next zone. So once price, so this would have been the break, right? It never pulled back. So let me finish playing. Did I finish playing this out? Terry, you was gonna ask a question? Terry?
No, I thought you was asking me a question.
Oh,
I thought you was asking me if I had a question, but I'm good.
okay. Let me just do this. Okay, this is where price is now. Where were we? We were here. Okay. So this is where we were. So once price broke, now just the same thing. You're going to fib from your high to your low. So now this is where it broke. However, this is now your low. Okay. Now, did price come to the 78? Smacked it right on the nose. Smacked it right on the nose. But again, and you can trade it how you want to trade it. Price came to, and I'm going to mark this up. You're 78, right? I would have been waiting for it to break. So on the 30-minute, it broke this low level of structure here. This level of structure here. And let's do it how I would do it. It broke this level of structure here. Once this closed, then we had this third candle, right? And it left imbalance. So now you have your imbalance from here to here, or you just could have marked up your order block. That was the order block that started breaking structure. So we're going to go 20 pips. This is in the middle. It's not at my zone, but you just gotta remember price broke structure. Actually, price broke structure here, right? This was the first break. Well, yeah, it did. This was the first break, and it pulled back into the zone and left the building. So that's what I'm trying to get you to see. You're looking for a break from that zone and then the pullback to that zone. This is exactly what I want you to see. Even before it started breaking down here. You marked up the zone. You look for a break of structure. Price is going to come back. You see it gave and it gave a bearish order block, didn't break the high. You could have even just marked up the zone for this entry right here as the first. It just could have been a first entry. And I want to say, make sure you're looking at market structure. Okay. Okay. Price came and broke this low, pulled back, and then started selling. If price had not broken that low, it came here. What if it had just come here? Then I would have said, nope, don't. That wouldn't have been a good entry. That would not have been a good entry. But the fact that price broke, candle close, pulled back into the zone, and then sold off. Now, where would I have taken this the first time? You could have taken it to this low right here. You could have taken it to this low. Once price got here, we're on the 30-minute. I know this probably would have spooked some people out. So if price came here and then started pushing up, you would have thought price was pushing back up. But you have to wait for the next 30. You have to wait for the structure to form before you make a decision on whether it's going back up or not. Because there was an order block here. Well, price closed below that order block. So I definitely wouldn't have let this scare me out of the trade. Price broke, violated this order block. Gave with a base drop. So the next 30 minutes, you would have been in profit. You actually would have hit TP. And I'm not talking about TP of the fib, I'm talking about TP of the low. And not just any low, we're talking a level of support resistance.
Got it. Your original, well, like you said, the support
Original
resistance to the left. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that was the first swing. And then once it broke, we moved, which it wasn't moved that much, because it was forming a level of support at that time, but it did break through. So, so yes, this was the original zone before this happened, and then this became the low.
I appreciate you breaking that down because now it makes more sense. And it'll help me when I'm marking up my zones. I know now exactly what I'm looking for.
But I say you can mark it up on the, I just say you can mark it up on the, like I said, I mark it up on the daily because that's just, I can see it clearly on the daily, but you can see it clearly on the 4-hour as well. You can see this is the high and this is the low. These are your lows or levels of, and then you see this zone here. That's when you know, okay, that's a level of support and resistance. That's a good zone. We know that's a good zone. That's a good zone to take your profit because you don't know if it was going to come here and react again.
Right, that's the 4-hour zone, right?
Mm-hmm. But instead of reacting here, it broke through. So this high, this high beat this high. So now, because it broke this high, in our minds, we're looking for price to come and then do a continuation to the top side. But it didn't. It broke through. It pulled back to that zone and then sold back to this low. So you could have got in here and at least sold to the low. And that's why I say get out at the top of the zone because you don't know how far it's going to go. You don't know if it's going to break. Take your money, build your equity, and go. Okay. Now, once price broke structure, because this was the last swing, it broke structure, then you could fib your move as you can see, price came back to our optimal trading entry, the 78.6. And you would have been in drawdown for all of, let's see, maybe not even 4 hours. You could have won if you trust your analysis with the fib. Price sold. You could have taken, this could have been TP1. Ooh. This could have been TP1. Here we go. Okay, that could have been TP1, TP2, and TP3.
And how many pips that is?
You have to trust your analysis. And if you put in 3 entries and make sure you you do your proper risk management, meaning not big lot sizes, or if you total up your entries to be your 1%, you could have gotten 123 pips. So if you put in 3 entries here and you got out at your TP1, TP2, that was 264 pips. And then from here, your same entry down. Oh, wait a minute. I did something wrong. Hold on. My bad. That was, this one should have been here. 256 pips. This one should have been here. 359 pips. So you would have had 256 pips, had your profit, right? I mean, I'm sorry, 256 pips, got your profit. Price would have went back up. Your next 2 trades would have been, they never went back and draw down, but your next 2 trades would have went back into almost to entry, almost, not, it didn't. And then your second TP would have been 359 pips, which was right here. And then your third one would have been 477 pips. And you can see that price, except for right here, price did break through, tapped into the zone, went to the next zone, pulled up, almost tapped into the zone, broke through this zone, broke back in the zone, broke out the zone, went back to the zone. Like, it teeter-tottered at this zone, but you still would have been in profit. Your one last trade would have still been in profit. Once it broke through this zone and pulled back to the zone, and then it just sold. Or there would have been 2 trades. You still would have been in the second trade right up in here. You would have hit TP. And then the next 4, 8. Let me see, how long did this take? So from here to here, it would have been 21 days. But from here to here would have been 1 day and 2 hours. That would have been your first TP. It would have took you 1 day and 20 hours, almost 2 days, before you hit your first TP. And then it would have been before your second TP was hit. It would have been, let's go with that one, 21 days. But if you see your trade in profit, never going back to drawdown, if you see that price is trending in the direction of your trade, you're not going to get out of the trade, even with the little pullback. You're like, okay, we're getting lower lows, lower highs, and lower lows. That's all you want to look for when you're trading. As long as you don't see price breaking these highs, breaking this high, breaking this high, breaking this high, breaking this high, like as long as you don't see price breaking those highs, stay in your trade. Stay in your trade. But that would have been a nice little trade right there. And then what happened? You see, this was the last low, went to this zone here, right? And then price started breaking structure. Breaking structure. I know we have our zone set up, but you still have to look at market structure. Price came and broke this high. Pulled back to our zone, TP3, which was a level of support and resistance, some level of support and resistance, and then started pushing back to the top side. So once you see break of structure, don't get out your trade. Do not get out your trade, because you already know once you get a break of structure, price is going to pull back. Even if you had just gotten out here at, well, that's still the zone, at this order block, like even if you had just gotten out here at the wick of this order block, you still would have, had profit. You still would have walked away with profit. So once you start seeing breaks of structure, wait for your pullback. So say if you were waiting for price to go all the way down here, and it started breaking structure, but you're still in profit, wait for the pullback. You see, this was the last swing. You had a swing here, and then you had this swing here. Wait for the pullback. You could have gotten out here at this order block. You would have been in profit. If you wanted to wait to get out here, you could have waited to get out here. There's an order block right here. And then you could have gotten out of your trade. Because now price is going to start. They gave a double top, broke structure, and then just left the building from there. And then it even went and broke another level. Okay. And you see all these levels are at the level, all these swings are at one of your zones. A zone that we drew up from back here. This was a zone. Wait for price to show you what it wants to do. We already know it broke structure. It's pulling back. So you're waiting for either a break. It's got to either break up here, like it did here. It broke above the zone, from zone to zone, from this zone to this zone. Once it broke back above the zone, pull back, then it went to the next zone. Once it broke above this zone, broke above this zone, it pulled back into the order block and went to the next zone. Came to this zone, went to the next zone. And if you started marking up your highs when you were, so from this zone, it went to this zone. Now, those might be smaller pips. Well, shoot, 137, that's enough. That's good. 137 from zone to zone, 178 from zone to zone, 130. $323 pips. And as you see, now I wouldn't have gotten to this until it broke this zone, but it pushed up, pulled back to the zone, and went to the next zone. Any questions? Any questions?
So what's the bias for next week on this pair?
For GJ, let me see, did I?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Going to the weekly. The bias is, this is my high. Okay. And I'm just looking at higher high, higher high, higher high, like, and higher high. Like nothing has broken. My bias is bullish. That's what I'm saying. And then you have, not only do you have higher lows, you have higher highs. Right? So now if I go down to hold on, the daily. I'm looking at the daily and I'm looking at structure. Structure. I just pull back. Nothing is broken this low. So it pulled back into and retested. And I don't want to use, I'm not going to use that because I want it to be, it came back, retested this area here. Right? So it's bullish. It didn't break this low. That's all I'm concerned about. It did not break this low. I don't care what this does. I'm just looking at it as retesting this area, filling in this imbalance, and then started going bullish. That's how I'm seeing it. Now, if price comes here and starts creating breaks of structure to the downside without breaking these highs, I need to see a push, breaking structure, whatever structure is created as it goes up here. I need to see a push, break structure, and then I'll look for the pullback to sell down. Now let's go down to the 4 hour. That's my swing low. Price is currently in this order block on the 4 hour. But price would need to come down and break this low. If it doesn't create any other structure, it would have to come down and break these lows before I consider selling. Right? But and let me say this, we did have a we have internal swings, and that's internal to this move right here. This push up, up, back, up. So we have the zone here. I am waiting now. Who was all on the call with Varay? Is Varay on here? No, she's not on here. Who was all on the call with Varay?
Yeah, I was on it.
Okay.
Also,
Varay has said, oh dang, where my moving averages go? See, my chart don't even like moving averages. That's how bad. That's
The
how
wiggly
bad.
line.
The squiggly
You
lines.
said wiggly line.
Let me do 1 and 2. Now, based on, hold on, 9. Okay. And then 13. 13. Okay. Now, based on Varay's strategy, if price closes below her MAs, you see it closed below, and then it pulled back to the zone and then sold off. Now, based off what she said she looks for an imbalance. Now, I didn't see an imbalance here, but my zone is my zone, right? So based off her, this candle broke below, pulled back to my zone. I'm sure there's probably some imbalance somewhere in this wick if I went to a smaller time frame, but I'm going off of her time frame. And then so that's what I'm using right now. So it came here and then started selling off, right? So now it is back below the zone, and she says she looks for an imbalance. So I have this imbalance marked up based off of Varay's strategy. Okay. So I'm expecting price to go here somewhere. It might even come back up to the zone. I'm expecting price to come back up here or here. And on my chart, which, let me see if I can, on my chart, I don't have to do it now, but I have an alert set right here. And I have it set to alert me per minute. So once I am able to watch the charts, then I'll change it to the 1 hour bar, like once per bar close on the 1 hour, or maybe the 30 minute, maybe the 15 minute. And then I'm going to watch to see if I see any breaks of structure from this zone to then continue selling down. Now, based off my strategy, price hasn't broken this low yet, right? Price tapped into our 16-hour order block and is going bullish. So I'm not going to hop in this. I'm just waiting for price to alert me so I can watch to see what it's doing. And then once I see a break of structure, then I'm hoping it comes back up here. I'm telling you, I'm hoping that it does. Because then I can just trade from my zone, wherever that may be, cover the highs, wherever that may be. As you can see, these are some equal highs right here. So price may even break through here and then come back in the zone. But based off of how I trade, price never broke this level of structure and is going book. So I'm looking at it as a correction, a break, a correction, and I'm looking for a continuation. That's really what I'm looking for. But I'm testing out the strategy. I got to test it out.
Kim,
So,
do you know if is she trading off of the daily levels or weekly levels? Did she say?
she didn't, I
Was
think
it
it's
just
just strictly hour,
sorry?
because she looks at her, let's see, this was the 9 o'clock candle. She looked at the chart at 9 o'clock and 5 o'clock. And then she says she looks for an imbalance. Now there's an imbalance here, but I think the imbalance has to be above where I don't know. I'll have to ask her that. So, because there's an imbalance right here based off of the candle she looked at. So she looks at this candle and then she comes back at 5 and look at this candle. So if she's trading based off of that, maybe she got in this zone, maybe she got in here, but she said she only puts a 0.01 until price shows her what she wants to do. But because I got the first, because I saw it at, when I marked this up, it was this candle. I think it might have been this candle too. 20. Wait a minute. When did she taught on Wednesday? I just looked at this candle. I saw this imbalance. One, because it's closer to my edge. This right here is in the middle for me. But because I'm trading the edges, I trade the edges. So I'm seeing this imbalance. So I'm expecting price to push up in here and then push down. Well, I'm expecting price to keep buying, but based off of her strategy and these squiggly lines, okay, I'm going to wait for my alert to go off to see what happens. That's what I'm doing. I'm not getting in the trade yet. I'm waiting for price to show me what it's going to do, what it wants to do. So Terry, to answer your question, I'm personally waiting for price to continue buying. If price breaks above this high right here, closed candle above, then I'm waiting for the pullback and taking the continuation up to, I thought I marked this up already. Up to, it's some highs over here. It's some highs over here. There we go. I'm waiting for price to, I'm gonna use this one. Oh, it's already there. That one's already here. Okay. I'm waiting for price to either come up to this high. It looked like it's already at the other, almost there. Wait a minute. No, we're not almost there. This is my alert. And this is the zone I just marked up from over here. So I'm looking for price to come up here. Maybe, like we said, sweep past these highs. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to tell you, if price comes here and starts breaking structure, I'm not waiting for it to come back up here. I'm going to get in. I'll post it. I will post it. Matter of fact, once the alert goes off, I'll go live. That's what I'll do.
We're gonna hold you to that.
I know you are. I know you are. But it all depends on when it happens. Because if I'm asleep, we'll see. We'll see. But I am expecting something to happen with the JPY pairs next week. I'm still bullish for the JPYs, just to be honest. My mind is still on the bulls. Still on the bulls. Let's see what this did.
Hey, Kim.
Uh-huh.
Do you know if Barrett, did she say she entered on the 16-hour chart?
I think she goes down to the smaller time frame when it gets to her area, but I'm almost want to say that she gets in at the imbalance because she says she gets in at a 0.01. She sets her stop loss. So she either is going to get stopped out or she's going to either get stopped out or it's going to hit her TP. Like she sets her parameters when she trades. I'll ask her.
Okay. Thank
But
you.
she'll be back on Wednesday. She's going to do Wednesday calls.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, she said that the last 2 Wednesdays though of the month. I think that was Ty said. She said.
Oh, she said last 2 Wednesdays of the month.
I think that's what Ty said, that he asked her. She wanted to do the last 2 by by that strategy being like almost like Ty strategy with the every month,
Okay.
month to month.
And I think because she marks up her monthly candles and then yeah.
Double check now. Don't just trust me, but I'm pretty sure. I think
She said monthly order block.
Yeah, she marks up her monthly order blocks. Let me see. Hold on. I wrote it in my notes. Hold on. I wrote it in my notes. Let's see. Yep, she says she mark up the monthly candle. And I'm going to go ahead and delete this. She marks up the monthly candle. So that would be this one here, this one right here. Okay. And then she goes to her 16-hour fib the monthly candle. And she go to the 16. And the reason she does the 16, because she's only able to look at the chart at 9 o'clock and at 5 o'clock. So each candle is a 9 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Imbalance on the 16-hour. So that was an imbalance there. And then there's an imbalance here. So I would love to know if she's in this right here with the 0.01. And where would she put her? I think she puts her stop loss. I think she puts her stop loss up here. She usually, well, when she was explaining it, her stop loss was a little bigger. And that's when Todd was telling her to that she should probably move it to like tighten it up a little bit. So there's an imbalance here. And there was an imbalance here at the time these candles closed. This 9 o'clock candle and then this 5 o'clock candle. So we're going to see. We're going to see. But in my mind, it's buying. Just a little key level here. Now I do like that it wicked past this high here and then started breaking structure to the downside. So maybe I'm slightly biased for the sell. A little bit. I'm 50-50. I'm 50-50.
Put it on an hour. Let me see it on an hour if you don't mind, please.
The hour. No, I'm just playing. Wait a minute,
I'm looking for my Sunday open entry.
Oh, your Sunday open? Oh, come this
I'm looking
week?
for my Sunday entry. Come this week. Yeah.
Okay, the Sunday and Monday. Yeah, that would, and that you can add that to the arsenal. You can add that to the arsenal.
Miss Kim, did we have a second place winner? in the challenge?
I think we did have a second place was, oh, I forgot. Chanel, she's still on here? Because she was supposed to mark up. She was supposed to. Oh yeah,
It
she's
don't
still on.
count until she mark it up.
She on here. I see her. Leave her alone. Leave her alone, Terry. Chanel, you want to do it today or you want to do it tomorrow? Or next week? Or sometime later this week. Let me say that. Or Sunday. We can do Sunday too. Okay, maybe she's busy. So I'm gonna knock out this imbalance.
Sorry, I was cooking.
Oh, what you
just-
cooking up?
just some for my daughter. Not dinner. It's just her.
Okay.
So we can do it Sunday.
Want to do it
We have a
Sunday?
call Sunday?
No, but we can make one. Just to mark up so you can mark up your chart and tell us how you got in and out.
Okay. Yeah, we can do it Sunday.
Okay. You let me know when you're ready.
Mhm.
Okay. And we'll just do an
Will do.
impromptu Sunday call. Okay. All right. Any other questions? I should have did the weekly analysis while I was on here with y'all. I'm gonna end this call. And if anybody wants to jump on while I do the weekly analysis for the weekly order blocks, y'all can jump on. That'll make it a little more interesting than listening to my voice all day.
You gonna do it now?
Yeah, I gotta do it before tomorrow.
Oh
Well,
yeah, okay.
I'm gonna hang up on this call and then do another Zoom.
Okay.
So I can send it to Ty for you too.
So we come back into this Zoom link that you put up.
Yeah, I think I can use the same Zoom link. So hold on.
Right.
Let me stop this one. Hold on. Maybe I can just do it right here. Wow. So stop recording.